My stepmom called me a stain on her perfect house at a block party, but when I found her affair emails and proof she was secretly plotting to kick me out of my late mom's house, I quietly gathered everything but what she found, taped to the front door, left her frozen in place. I'm Ryan, 18, stuck in this split-level house in suburban Chicago with my dad and my stepmom, Victoria. 3 years ago, my mom, Ellie, died of cancer, and it's like the world tilted off its axis. I keep waiting for things to feel normal again, but normal's a fantasy when you live with someone like Victoria. This house used to be Mom's. Her laugh used to bounce off these walls. Now it's Victoria's kingdom, polished countertops, fake plants, her stupid lavender candles everywhere. She's an interior designer, always rearranging furniture like it'll fix what's broken. Me? I'm just the kid who doesn't fit her aesthetic. I graduated high school last month and am working part-time as a barista, saving up for community college. I want to be an artist, sketching in my room when the world gets too loud. My drawings are the only place I feel like me. Victoria's got this way of making me invisible. "Riley, scrub the sink," she'll say, not looking up from her phone. "Riley, make dinner, earn your keep." I'm not lazy, I'll do chores, but it's the way she says it, like I'm a tenant, not family. Dad's no help, he's a financial advisor, always on calls or buried in spreadsheets. When Mom was alive, he'd at least try to show up. Movie nights, bad pancake mornings. Now he's checked out, letting Victoria run the show. "She's just stressed," he'll mutter if I complain. Stressed? Try cruel. I've got one lifeline. My best friend, Natalie, 19, a freshman at DePaul. We text constantly, her memes keeping me sane. "Vic's a witch," she'll write, and I'll laugh, but it's not funny. It's suffocating. I keep thinking, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this is how stepmoms are. But then came the block party, and everything changed. It was last Saturday, the kind of sticky July day where everyone's got a solo cup and a fake smile. Our street does this annual thing, grill smoking, kids running through sprinklers, neighbors gossiping over potato salad. I didn't want to go, but Victoria insisted. "Don't embarrass me," she said, handing me her precious charcuterie board to carry. Like I'm her personal assistant, I wore my usual. Dad was off talking stocks with some guy, leaving me to trail behind her like a shadow. I was setting down the board when I heard it. Victoria's laugh, sharp and fake, cutting through the chatter. "Little thing," she said. "Must be hard. No family." I froze, the board wobbling in my hands. My cheeks burned. A maid? No family? I wanted to scream, to throw that stupid tray of cheese and crackers at her head. Instead, I stood there, heart pounding. A couple neighbors glanced my way, smirking, like I was in on the lie. I set the board down and bolted to the backyard, hiding behind the shed. My phone buzzed. Natalie, asking where I was. I couldn't even type it out. How do you explain that your stepmom just turned you into a stranger in your own life? I sat there, knees pulled up, trying not to cry. This broke something. Later, I tried talking to Dad. He was in his office, glasses fogged from staring at his laptop. "Hey," I said, voice shaky, "why'd Victoria tell everyone I'm a maid?" He sighed, not even looking up. "She didn't mean it like that, Riley. You know how she is." "How she is? What does that even mean?" I pressed harder. "She said I'm not family." He waved it off. "You're being dramatic." It was a joke. My whole existence, a punchline. I walked out, my throat tight. He didn't call me back. I told Natalie everything that night, sprawled on my bed, whispering so Victoria wouldn't hear. "That's so messed up," Nat said. "She's trying to push you out." Push me out? The idea made my stomach twist. This was my house, Mom's house. I grew up here, built forts in the basement, carved my initials under the kitchen table. But Natalie was right. Victoria didn't just want control, she wanted me gone. I couldn't sleep after that. I kept replaying it. Victoria's laugh, Mrs. Jensen's pity, Dad's shrug. Why does he let her do this? Why doesn't he see me? My sketchbook became my outlet, pages filled with jagged lines, dark shapes swallowing the light. I drew Mom sometimes, her soft eyes, trying to remember her voice. She'd never let this happen. She'd fight for me. But Mom's gone and I'm here, stuck in a house that doesn't feel like mine. Victoria's lie wasn't just words, it was a warning. She's rewriting my story and Dad's letting her. I don't know how to fight back yet, but I know one thing. I'm not invisible. Not to Natalie, not to myself, and if Victoria thinks she can erase me, she's got another thing coming. I just need to figure out what to do next, before she makes good on that lie for real. I thought the maid thing was bad. Then I found something that made my blood run cold. It's been 2 weeks since the block party and I'm still raw, like a bruise that won't fade. Victoria been worse snapping at me to clean her office like I'm her servant. That's where it happened, yesterday afternoon, in her pristine little workspace with its mood boards and fabric swatches. I wasn't looking for trouble, I swear, but trouble found me. She'd left for a client meeting, all dolled up, perfume trailing her out the door. I was dusting her desk. Her orders, always her orders. When I noticed her laptop was on, screen glowing. I don't know what made me do it. Maybe I was just fed up, or maybe it was fate. I nudged the mouse and her email popped up, still logged in. My heart did this weird stutter. Should I look? What if she caught? But after everything, her lie, her smirk, I couldn't stop myself. I clicked. At first, it was boring stuff, client invoices, paint color debates. Then I saw a name, Camden. No last name, just Camden, like he was someone she didn't need to explain. The subject line was blank, but the email? Oh, it wasn't. Missed you last night, it said. Same time tomorrow? Hyatt downtown. My stomach flipped. I scrolled up, hands shaking. More emails, weeks of them. One said, David's clueless as always. David, my dad. She was cheating on him with this Camden guy. I leaned back, head spinning. Was I reading this right? I mean, I knew she was awful, but cheating on Dad? I kept going, like picking at a scab. Camden was a real estate agent. She mentioned showing him a condo once, all casual, like he was just a colleague. But these emails weren't business. They were meeting at hotels, coffee shops, even some cabin up in Wisconsin. I felt sick. How long had this been going on? Right under our noses? Then I found something worse. An email to her friend Lisa, not Camden, from 4 months ago. I clicked it, expecting more affair crap. Instead, it was about me. Riley's such a burden, she wrote. Whiny, always in the way. I can't wait to get her out of here. David's too soft to do it. My breath caught. A burden? Whiny? She wasn't just cheating, she was plotting to shove me out of my own home. I read it again, each word a plot. She's not even his kid in my eyes, she added. I wanted to throw the laptop across the room. I didn't, I'm not stupid. I grabbed my phone, hands trembling, and took screenshots of everything, the affair emails, the one about me. I emailed them to myself, then deleted the sent message from her outbox. My pulse was racing, like I was committing a crime. Maybe I was. But after what she said, she didn't get to play innocent. I plugged a USB from my desk into the laptop, saved the screenshots there too, and hid it in my sketchbook, buried under charcoal pencil. Safe, for now. I couldn't focus after that. I'd burned dinner, spaghetti of all things, and Victoria tore into me when she got home. Can't you do anything right? She snapped, slamming a cabinet. I just stared at her, knowing what I knew. Sorry, I mumbled, but inside I was screaming. You're the liar. You're the fraud. Dad didn't notice the tension, as usual, eating in silence. I wanted to tell him, to blurt it all out, but I stopped myself. What if he didn't believe me? What if he took her side again? I called Natalie that night, whispering from my room. You won't believe this, I started and spilled it all. Camden, the hotels, the email about me. She gasped so loud I had to shush her. She's a total snake, Nat said. What are you gonna do? I didn't know. Keep digging, she urged. Get more proof. She's done, Riley. I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. Proof. That's what I needed. But my chest hurt, like I was betraying Dad just by knowing. The next day I walked Victoria closer. She was on her phone all morning, smiling at texts she didn't show Dad. I checked her calendar when she left it open. Late meetings every Thursday, sometimes Tuesdays. They lined up with Camden's emails. It wasn't paranoia, it was real. I felt like a detective in some bad movie, but also like a kid, scared and small. Why was this my job? Why did I have to catch? I kept sketching, but my drawings were different now. Angry slashes, faces half hidden in shadow. I drew her once, all sharp edges, no eyes. It didn't help. I was furious, but stuck. If I told Dad without enough evidence, he'd brush it off, like the block party. Victoria would twist it, make me the bad guy, and Dad would nod. Natalie texted me later, checking in. "You okay?" she wrote. Was I? I typed back, "No, but I'm not letting her win." And I meant it. Those emails were my weapon, proof she wasn't just cruel, she was a cheater, a manipulator. I didn't know how to use them yet, or when, but I knew one thing. She underestimated me. Calling me a maid, a burden, that was her mistake. I wasn't invisible anymore. I was watching, waiting, and when the time came, I'd make sure she regretted every word. I couldn't hold it in anymore. You ever get to that point where the truth just burns, like it's gonna eat you alive if you don't let it out? That was me, 3 days after finding those emails. I'd been carrying them around like a secret bomb. Camden's flirty words, her venom about me. Every time I saw her smirking, giving me orders, I wanted to scream. Last night I snapped. I had to say something, even if it ruined everything. It was dinner, a random Tuesday, the kind of quiet that feels loud. I'd made tacos, her favorite, because of course she'd demanded them. She was picking at the food, complaining about the salsa being too spicy. Dad was scrolling his phone, half there, like always. I was gripping my fork so hard my knuckles hurt. Her voice, all fake sweet, forgot I'd been at work all day. Something in me broke. "Why don't you just call me the maid again?" I blurted. The words hung there, heavy. She froze, fork halfway to her mouth. Dad glanced up, confused. I didn't stop. Like at the block party, when you told everyone I'm not family." My voice shook, but I kept going. "Or maybe you're too busy with Camden to care." Her eyes widened just for a second before she covered it with a laugh. "Ellie, what are you talking about?" she said, all innocent, like I'd lost my mind. "You're being ridiculous." Ridiculous? I wanted to throw those emails in her face, but I didn't have my phone and the USB was upstairs. I pushed anyway. "I saw your emails," I said, voice low. "You're cheating on Dad. And you called me a burden? Said you want me gone?" She didn't miss a beat. "Oh, honey," she said, leaning toward Dad. "She's making things up again. You know how dramatic she gets." Dramatic? My blood boiled. "I'm not lying," I shouted. "You're sneaking around with some real estate guy. I saw it." Dad rubbed his temples, like this was just a headache he could ignore. "Riley, enough," he said, voice tired. "You're out of line." I stared at him, my chest tight. "You believe her? Over me?" She seized the moment, eyes glinting. "You're ungrateful," she said, voice sharp now. "We've given you everything and you repay us with this? Spying? Lying?" I couldn't believe it. She was twisting it, making me the villain. I turned to Dad, desperate. "She's cheating, Dad. I swear. I have proof." He didn't look at me. "Stop it, Riley," he said, quieter this time. "Just stop." That was it. The room felt like it was shrinking, suffocating me. "How does your own dad pick a liar over you?" I stood there, hands shaking, waiting for him to say something else, anything. He didn't. She smirked, barely hiding it, and went back to her tacos like nothing happened. I felt like I was falling apart, but I wouldn't cry. Upstairs, I couldn't breathe right. I grabbed my duffel bag, shoving in clothes, my sketchbook, the USB with those emails. My hands wouldn't stop trembling. Was I really doing this? Leaving? But I couldn't stay, not after that. Her voice echoed in my head. Ungrateful, dramatic, and Dad's silence. It hurt worse than anything she'd said. I texted Natalie, "Can I crash with you? Like now?" I didn't say goodbye. Dad was still at the table, staring at nothing. She was in the kitchen, humming like she'd won. As I opened the front door, she called after me, voice cold. "You'll regret this, Riley." I didn't look back. Regret? The only thing I... Natalie's place was a 20-minute walk, her mom's tiny apartment above a deli. Nat was waiting at the door, pulling me into a hug before I could say anything. "What happened?" she asked, and I told her everything. The dinner, her lies, Dad's betrayal. She cursed, pacing. That kindness, it broke me. I cried then, hard, curled up on their couch. When I finally stopped, Natalie sat beside me, holding my sketchbook. "You've got the emails, right?" she said. I nodded, patting my bag where the USB was hidden. "Good," she said. "She thinks she's untouchable. Prove her wrong." Prove her wrong. The words lit something in me, small but fierce. I wasn't done, not by a long shot. I'd kept quiet for years, swallowed her insults, her lies, no more. That night I lay awake on Natalie's lumpy couch, staring at the ceiling. I kept seeing Dad's face, his silence. I kept hearing her voice, that smug, "You'll regret this." She thought I'd run and hide, stay small. She was wrong. Those emails were my truth, my fight. I didn't know how yet, but I'd use them. I'd make her face every word she wrote, every lie she told. She wanted me gone? Fine. It was coming for her. Thought I'd moved on. Really, I did, but then Natalie dropped a bomb and everything came rushing back. It's been 4 months since I walked out that door, leaving her lies and Dad's silence behind. I've been crashing at Natalie's, working extra shifts at the coffee shop, pouring every spare dollar into art classes. I'm trying to build something new, a life that's mine. And when Natalie texted me last week, it was like ripping off a scab. "You hear about your dad?" her message said. I was wiping down tables, apron smeared with espresso, my stomach twisted. "What now?" I texted back. She called instead, voice buzzing. "He's divorcing her. It's all over town." Divorcing? After everything, he was finally done? I sat down hard on a stool, the shop spinning. Natalie kept going. Rumors were flying that her affair got messy, that someone tipped Dad off. "You think it's your fault?" she asked. Fault? No, but I knew what I had to do. Could I really do this? Ruin her? I'd carried that USB with me every day, tucked in my bag like a grenade. Those emails, her with Camden, her calling me trash, were my proof, my power. I'd held back, scared of what it'd do to Dad, scared of being the bad guy, but hearing she was losing him anyway, it felt like a sign. She didn't get to walk away clean, not after what she'd done. I needed to make sure she paid, not just for him, but for me. I started digging online that night, sprawled on Natalie's couch. Dad's lawyer wasn't hard to find. Madeline, a no-nonsense woman with a website promising fierce representation. I found her email, stared at it for an hour. What if this backfired? What if Dad hated me for it? Natalie caught me hesitating. "You're not the villain here," she said, handing me a soda. "She is. Send it." "Here's the truth about her," I wrote to Madeline. "Use it." 2 days later, she called. I was on break, sipping burnt coffee in the alley behind the shop. "Riley?" Her voice was warm but sharp, like she didn't waste words. "I got your email. Can we meet?" My heart raced. Was I in trouble? I agreed, and the next day I was sitting across from her in a diner, vinyl booths creaking under us. She had gray streaks in her hair, eyes that saw through you. I slid the USB across the table. "This is her," I said. "All of it." Madeline flipped through the printouts I'd brought, her face unreadable. "This changes the game," she said, tapping the page where she'd called me a burden. "Affair's one thing. This, it's motive. She's been playing him." I swallowed hard. "Will it hurt Dad?" She looked at me, softer now. "He's already hurting, kid. You're helping him see why." I nodded, but guilt gnawed at me. Helping or settling a score? She used the emails in court. I didn't go, couldn't handle seeing Dad's face or hers. Natalie got the play-by-play from a friend's mom who loves gossip. She was done for, Nat told me, grinning over pizza that night. Tried to lie, said the emails were fake. Madeline shut her down with timestamps, metadata, everything. I pictured her face, that smug mask, crook. Natalie said the judge's voice got cold, like he saw right through her. No alimony, no excuses. She was caught, and everyone knew it. I should have felt good, right? Like some movie hero getting justice? I didn't. I felt heavy. Powerful, yeah, but also scared. I'd blown up their world. Dad's too. I kept imagining him reading those emails, seeing how she'd trashed me. Did he feel like a fool? Did he miss me? I didn't call him. I couldn't. Not yet. Natalie noticed me zoning out, sketching aimlessly. She asked. I shrugged. Was I wrong to do it? She shook her head. No way. She deserved it. You told the truth. That's enough. Enough. Was it? I kept replaying Madeline's words. You're helping him. I wanted to believe that. I'd spent so long feeling small, like my voice didn't matter. Sending those emails was me saying, I'm here. You don't get to erase me. But it wasn't just about her. It was about me proving I could fight back, that I wasn't the burden she said I was. My sketches were changing. Less shadows, more color. I was saving for a real art show, dreaming bigger. That felt like winning too. Still, I couldn't shake the guilt. Dad was collateral damage, and that stung. I wondered if he'd ever reach out, if he'd see what I saw. Natalie said to give it time, but time felt like a trap. What if I'd gone too far? What if this broke us for good? I pushed the thoughts down, focused on work, on art. The USB was empty now, its job done, but I kept it in my bag, a reminder. She'd underestimated me, thought I'd stay quiet. I didn't. And whatever came next, I'd face it. She'd built her lies, but I'd built something stronger. The truth. Life doesn't tie up neatly, does it? You want the big win, the perfect ending, but sometimes you just get quiet. It's been 5 months since I sent those emails, and I'm still figuring out what it all means. I thought exposing her would feel like a fireworks show, bright, loud, done. Instead, it's more like a slow sunrise, soft but steady. I'm okay with that, though. For the first time in forever, I'm starting to feel like me again. The divorce is over. She got nothing, no money, no house, not even her reputation. Natalie heard it from the gossip mill. She's living in some cheap rental now, alone. Camden bailed when the truth hit, ghosting her like she was yesterday's news. Part of me wants to laugh. Karma, right? But mostly, I don't care. She's not my problem anymore. She built her lies and they buried her. That's enough. I've got my own place now, a tiny studio with creaky floors and a leaky faucet. It's not much, but it's mine, paid for with coffee shop tips and late-night shifts. I'm still taking art classes, scraping by, but it feels good, like planting seeds for something real. Natalie's always over, sprawled on my thrift store couch, hyping me up. You're killing it, she'll say, and I almost believe her. Almost. Some days I still wake up expecting her voice, telling me I'm nothing. It's fading, though, slowly. Then Dad showed up. 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, he knocked on my door. I froze, paintbrush in hand, canvas half-minute behind me. He looked rough, grayer, smaller, like the last year had sucked the life out of him. Can we talk? He said, voice low. I let him in, not sure why. Maybe I was curious, maybe I was tired of running. He sat on my one chair, hands clasped, staring at the floor. I failed you, he said. I let it all happen. I didn't know what to say. You dream of hearing that, right? The apology, the regret. But when it's real, it's messy. I stood there, arms crossed, waiting. He talked about the divorce, how the emails, my emails, opened his eyes. I didn't know, he said, how bad she was. To you, to us. I wanted to scream, you should have known, but I didn't. I just nodded, throat tight. He said he was sorry, over and over, like it could fix things. Could it? I don't know. I need time, I told him finally. He looked like he'd been slapped, but he nodded. I'll wait, he said, standing up. As long as it takes. He left and I sat there, staring at my painting, a swirl of blues like a storm breaking apart. Forgiveness sounds nice, but it's not a switch you flip. He's trying, I guess, that's more than before. I'm not ready to let him back in, not fully. Maybe one day. For now, I'm protecting what I've built, this fragile new me. Natalie dragged me to an art show last weekend, a small gallery downtown. I'd submitted 3 pieces, sketches I'd poured my heart into, all color and chaos. I didn't expect much, just wanted to try. Standing there, watching strangers look at my work, I felt exposed, like they could see every scar. Then someone bought one, then another, 2 sold right there, and the gallery owner asked for more. Natalie screamed when I told her, hugging me so tight I couldn't breathe. You're a freaking artist, she said. I laughed, but inside I was glowing. That night, alone in my studio, I pulled out an old sketch of Mom. I'd drawn her from memory so many times. Her soft eyes, her crooked smile. Would she be proud? I think so. She always told me to keep going, even when it hurt. I traced the lines of her face, feeling her in me strong and steady. That's what got me through. Not just the emails, not just the fight, but her. She taught me I was enough, long before anyone tried to say I wasn't. I'm not that scared kid anymore. I used to think I had to stay quiet, take it, prove I belonged. But belonging isn't about them, it's about me. I stood up, told the truth, and it set me free. Not in some dramatic movie way, but real. Messy. True. I lost a lot. She thought she could erase me, call me a maid, a burden, and I'd just disappear. She was wrong. I didn't need her to lose everything to win. I needed to find me. And I did. My paintings are on walls now, not just in my head. I'm saving for a better place, maybe a trip with Natalie. I'm living, not just surviving. If I could go back, would I change it? The emails, the fight, walking out? No, it hurt like hell, but it showed me who I am, stronger than I thought, braver than she'll ever know. I'm still figuring out what family means, what forgiveness looks like, but I know this. The truth isn't just a weapon, it's a light. And I'm not hiding anymore. I'm here, painting my story, one messy, beautiful stroke at a time. If this hit close to home, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and let's talk. I'm here. I listen.